It is a day. It's a day for honoring. We honor our service members who have given their lives to protect us while we're sleeping. So we definitely want to take a moment and do that. Okay. Now, you all have already met our goal consultant, Mr. Ronald Hicks. You guys have seen him online multiple times. But what I want to do is make sure that you all know who you have access to. Well, let me go back a step. For anybody that's on the line who hasn't met me yet, let me turn my camera on for a second. And today is a casual day, so please forgive me. Ronald, would you mind stopping the share for me, please? Thank you, my friend. So happy Saturday. See, I do exist. I'm not like the M&Ms. I really do exist. Um, I've taken some time to focus on myself. So I've been kind of scarce over the last year or so. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but I just completed my 2L year, meaning my second year in law school. And I'm getting ready for my 3L, which starts in August. So we're going to try to get a lot of stuff done over the course of the rest of the spring and the summer before fall kicks in. So I am your one-star platinum consultant, Mrs. Nina Jackson Mitchell. Like Ronald said, I am originally from Detroit, Michigan. We happen to be from the same place, but believe it or not, we met in this company and not from home. I'm always going to be a Detroit girl at heart. I did relocate with my family to Honolulu, Hawaii, and we lived there for 8 prosperous years. That is where I started my career with Evolution Travel, and I've loved it. It was time to do something new. So my family and I relocated to Atlanta, Georgia, and I am loving my transition as a Georgia peach. So I'm going to use that opportunity to relaunch my business. And this is something that we teach you all about from time to time, relaunching your business. It's nothing wrong with a good old fashioned reboot because just like well, we call it pop from Detroit, but soda, cold drink, whatever you call it, if you shake up something that is carbonated, it fizzes to the top, but eventually it settles, right? And in order to get the good stuff that's at the bottom of it, what do? You shake it up again. So that's what I'm doing with my business. I'm shaking it up again, and I'm using the opportunity of me getting settled in my new home, transferring my life from Hawaii here to Georgia. Even something as small as changing my license plate, I'm taking that opportunity to relaunch my business to show people what the travel agent lifestyle is about because all things are related to travel in one way or the other. So, if you guys want to kind of see how that's being done, you're welcome to follow me on social media and copy whatever that you can make work for you. You're more than welcome to copy it. First, what I want to do is introduce you to some of the leaders on my particular team and in our company because we are a company that helps each other. We are definitely a we movement. And from time to time, you may find out that your sponsor has quit or you don't have anybody that is in your direct downline. But not having a sponsor or not having a leader to refer to shouldn't be the demise of your career as a travel agent or your career in this company because you always have someone else. Amy, you're getting attacked. You always have somebody in this company and on this team that is ready, willing, and able to assist you. We all have different niches, we all have different specialties, we all shine in different areas, but the one thing that we all have in common is that we bleed Evo Blue. So we are here to assist you personally. Do not hesitate to reach out to ask for assistance. Do not suffer in silence. So you have met Ronald Hicks, but I'd like to introduce you to some of our other leaders on our team. Ronald is originally from Detroit, Michigan. He is one half of the powerhouse couple, R&E Vacation. So Erica Hicks is his better half, I'd like to say. Even though he's my big brother, Erica is my girl. That's my right hand. So, um, Erica Hicks is someone else that you can refer to. She is awesome when it comes to marketing, creating presentations, flyers. She's freaking awesome when it comes to that. And she's also a travel booker, so you can ask her any question that you need. Independently, she's a silver consultant. As a part of the Powerhouse team, she shares that gold consultant title. I'd also like for you to personally meet our gold consultant, Miss Tammy Farlow, who is from Delaware. Now, Tammy is a jack of all trades. So she is a product of the product. Talk about coachable. She got in the company, and I only had to say it once, be a product of the product. And she has been spinning that wheel ever since. So I'm going to let her introduce herself so you guys can kind of see that she's relatable, that we all have something in common in this company. And I want you to know that you absolutely have access to these people. So after we introduce you to these leaders, then I've got a lesson to show you. So make sure that you stay on. And then I'm going to answer some of your questions. So, Tammy, do you have a moment that you can introduce yourself? Can't hear you, T.
All right. So I'm not at home. I'm in my sister-in-law's office. So the computer is here and I'm using my phone for the mic. So if I look discombobulated, that is why. So hello, everybody. My name is Tammy Farlow. I am in Delaware. Um, I always tell my story about how I got started in the industry. I actually got started by necessity. My son, who will be 21 in about 3 weeks, and it's so hard to believe, but he was an avid travel baseball player, and that is how I got started in the business. I lost my husband suddenly, and I needed to figure out how to keep him in baseball and still cover hotel costs, because we all know how expensive hotels are. But imagine traveling 2 to 3 weekends a month, from beginning of March till right before Thanksgiving. It can get pricey. So a friend of mine introduced me to the industry, and I jumped in. I figured, what the heck? What do I have to lose? I jumped in, and that was it. I have traveled extensively my entire life. As Nina said, I am a product of the product. I grew up as an Air Force brat, so I have lived overseas. I've traveled the Caribbean. So travel has always been a part of my makeup. So this kind of happened naturally for me. So once I got started, I knew a lot of the jargon because working in higher education, I was responsible for travel for university. And then I did all the travel for my son's baseball team. So I already knew a lot of the lingo. So it was just a matter of kind of fine tuning the specifics to selling travel. I had done sales. I've sold cars for about 25 years. So again, everything just kind of flowed for me. It was a natural thing. So I'm always here to help anybody who is in need of help, whether it be marketing, um, booking travel, having travel questions. I do answer questions for other agents specifically about Europe. I've lived in the UK, I've lived in Spain, I've lived in the Philippines, and I've traveled extensively inside of Europe as well as the Caribbean. So I'm always here to help anybody who needs that help.
Thank you so much, Tammy. Next, I would like to introduce all of you to our silver consultant. His name is Mr. Derek McDaniel. He also is from Detroit, Michigan, and I've known him well over 30 years, so that means one of us is 50. We'll just say it's him. He's an awesome friend, a great father, great uncle to all three of my kids. And I'm telling you, he came along in this business at a crucial time where I could not split myself into five different directions. So he morphed into me and took care of my oldest daughter for me. And I will forever be in his debt. I'm pretty sure he's going to cash in on that sooner or later. Like Ronald has adopted me as his little sister. I have adopted Derek as my little brother, and I do boss him around. Thank goodness that he's got thick skin and he can deal with it. So I truly appreciate that. But he is not just a leader on my particular team, he is also a leader in the company. Definitely a man of integrity and someone who is a master travel booker, and he's got the patience of Job. So when I lose it with booking travel and I just can't take it anymore, He's my go-to guy that can take over a group, fish everything out, and make it make sense. So if you have you're having trouble with, trouble clients, that's your person to go to find out just how you deal with all of it. So I'm going to let Derek tell you a little bit about himself. Derek.
Hey, thank you, Nina. Thank you. So I've been here since February 2016. Um, my daytime job, I'm a senior quality engineer. So by night, my kids say I'm a super travel agent. I use my powers at night for travel. Um, like I said, I got involved because I'm always going somewhere. Like Nina said, I'm a booker, and I love using the perks. So I can show you how to maximize the perks at Marriott, all the rental car companies, how to make your life easier. Like Tammy said, her son did competition softball. My daughter does competition gymnastics. So I can show you how to work the perks and get status with all the reward companies. So I can definitely help you with that. And like Nina said, I've known her since I was about 15. So she gets to talk to me a certain kind of way. So don't y'all try it. Only Nina can do that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, I love being around the company. I love helping out. I had to step back a little bit to plug into my family and work a little, but I'm back. I'm here. I get excited when I help people. That's when my soda can shakes that recharges me. So I love to help. So if you got any questions with contracts and booking venues, and like I said, the difficult clients, I specialize in. So I can help you navigate those waters, because my most difficult clients, they never booked a trip, but because of the experience they had with me, they referred people to me. So we can work with you on being the professional part, and just keeping your cool when the situation when you really want to just we'll teach you how to maintain. But I'm here to help. You name it, I can probably help you out. So I'm here for you.
Thank you, Derek. Now we have, well, I guess she's kind of new to you guys, but not so new to me. She happens to be from one of my favorite places on the planet, so don't ask me why I love San Antonio so much, but I do. If you guys haven't been to visit San Antonio, Texas, put it on your to do list sooner than later. The food is awesome, it's rich with history, the people are nice. For those of you who are military affiliated, it has a large military presence. It's just awesome, and I think that it has something for everybody of all nationalities. So check out San Antonio, and I think you might find out why I like it so much. So I want to introduce you guys to our silver consultant. She is sponsored by me, and believe it or not all of these people have been sponsored by me. We just happen to be on the same team. But this one happens to be close to the fold with me because she's sponsored by me. Open to learn anything, blends in but still holds her own. So I'm proud to say that Amy is not just on our travel team, but she has emerged as a leader in her own right. She is a booker and a builder, and she looks more for quality versus quantity. And that is something that will sustain you if you choose to be a builder in this industry. So I'll let Amy tell you a little bit about herself.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you. That was very nice. As Nina said, I live in San Antonio, grew up in Houston, but I've now been a San Antonio native for twice as long, probably, as I was in Houston. I am the newest to the industry on our leadership group. And, they say if you want to get better or learn more, you surround yourself with people who are better and know more. And I've been very, very lucky to have found this company, for one, to be able to be on this team, and then to be able to learn with everybody. I absolutely love what I do. I'm always available to help answer any questions. I try to pay attention to our Facebook group a lot, but I'm also available if you want to shoot me a message. I don't mind whether you are directly in my group or not. I'm always available. So thanks. That's all. No mas.
No mas tequila.
No, no.
Now, if you ever go to Mexico, that's one of the first things that the locals teach you to say, no mas tequila. And I've been to Mexico a couple of times within the last 30 days, so I've said it a lot. I'd like to introduce you to our next leader, who is a powerhouse booker, but has decided that she wanted to emerge as a team builder, which is pretty much what happened to me. I came into this to earn income as a travel booker and focused on doing that. And in the interim, as I started to become a product of the product, the business, the other part of the business took on a life of its own, and it's been spinning since then. This leader has booked, if I'm not mistaken, well over 300,000 in travel so far, and I don't think she's been here 2 years yet. And her monthly commissions are ridiculous. What she's selling monthly is ridiculous. So if you've missed the series that she did, make sure that you are subscribing to the YouTube channel so that you can go back and refer to that. She has taught a series that covered airport codes, things that baffle new travel agents, like something that you would think is small, but it's a huge deal when you are trying to book and you get that anxiety because you don't want to make a mistake. Even seasoned agents go through that same thing. But to teach you how to book excursions and airport transfers and something as intricate as making sure that you understand the geography of it all so you are not booking people to Colombia instead of Colombia. So make sure that you go back and watch that series because you can definitely learn a lot. And we're going to have her on more so that she can train and teach you guys because she's been in the industry well over 25 years in the travel industry. So she is a wealth of knowledge. So I'll let Shauna, my sister from another mister, introduce herself and let you know a little bit about her and what she does.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful introduction. You are so amazing. I appreciate you. As Nina said, I have been in the industry over 25 years. I've been in the industry about 28 years now, which is weird because I'm 29 and all. So, I don't know. Anyways, I started out as in college, and I went to college for travel and tourism, and I actually have my degree in travel and tourism. That being said, I worked for a tour operator back in the day where tour operators were just starting, and we traveled to Hawaii and Mexico and Virgin Islands. So I needed to have all of my business meetings training other agents across the world in Hawaii, Mexico. Those were my two destinations. So I'm actually a travel specialist in those. I didn't make them my niche. I kept the world as my niche because I never turn away anybody. And my numbers are now showing it now that I've taken that chance, and I'm super humbled by that and grateful for it. I love being on this team. I cannot imagine having been on somebody else's team. Ron is my gold consultant, and he brought me on. And by chance, I had folks seeing me and saying, I want to do what you do. And so I just started to open it up, and I'm now a bronze consultant on my way to silver, hopefully. Yay. Yes, Nina. Yay. So I'm pretty excited about that. Just because I love talking to people about travel, and I love helping others achieve their goals. And so I'm super happy to be a part of that team. And I thank Nina for all of her mentorship and her friendship. I'm telling you, the first day we talked to each other, we found that we were somehow separated at birth. I don't know how, but it happened. So I really appreciate everybody and the leadership and mentorship and the camaraderie. It's really nice to have that here. And when we say, if you're new and you don't know, when we say we're a part of a family, that is absolutely the truth. And if you're going to the family reunion, you will find out, because that is how I found out. And I went, oh, okay. And it jump-started my business not just a few months later by going to that family reunion. So I'm hoping to meet everybody there. And thank you so much.
Now, Shauna is in Phoenix, Arizona. So if you guys are somewhere close by or maybe not so close by, make sure that you tap in with her because I'm telling you, you can benefit from knowing her. She also touched on something very, very important. Ron mentioned earlier that we have less than 40 tickets left for our family reunion, aka our national convention with Evolution Travel and Archer Travel Services. Make sure you get your ticket. Being in the room definitely shifts something for you. Learning from the vendors who will be right there. We have an awesome travel trade show. You'll get to meet in person the staff of Archer Travel. You'll also get to meet the leaders in the company and on your particular teams. And then you get to meet each other. Having someone sitting next to you that is sharing the same goal as you can definitely help sharpen your iron. So iron does sharpen iron. Now I want to take a moment and for those of you who pray, want to encourage you to pray for our goal consultant, who is also a leader on our team, Mrs. Terrera Smith, formerly known as Terrera Boudreaux. She is traveling back from Atlanta, Georgia to Detroit, Michigan. She just laid her goddaughter to rest. So we want to keep her in our hearts and in our prayers. And our team member, Nikki Loving, whose daughter it was. Nikki and Terrera have been best friends for about 25 years or so. So we want to definitely keep them in our hearts and prayers. Now, we also have a leader who was relatively new to our leadership group, who has been a powerhouse travel booker. She specializes in groups. She is actually traveling right now, so we want to keep Brown's consultant, Lakeisha Garrett, in our prayers too, that she makes it to where she's going safely and back home in one piece. All right, so we are going to move on to the next thing. I've got a couple of tips and tricks for you guys, and then I'm going to answer some questions. So as we're going through this, because you guys know that I usually don't do this, I like to let other leaders lead. So I move out of the way because I don't want to be the only face that you guys become accustomed to, the only voice that you guys become accustomed to. And then I want to help strengthen those other leaders. I want to help them build their confidence in knowing what they know. So I feel good having them to step up and train you. But I feel like during this time, you guys need a little something from me. So I want to go over some things. And if you see that some of your partners are missing on the line, you might want to send them a text or a smoke signal or an inbox on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and let them know this is the place to be right now. So we are going to go for maybe about 20 more minutes. And then we'll shut it down because I know you guys might be visiting with some of your family because this is a holiday weekend. So, Ron, did you want to show the video? Or did you want me to do it? Either way is cool.
I can do it on my. I got it set up.
Okay. So, I'm going to have Ron to show you guys this quick video, and then I'm going to explain it. Go ahead, Ron.
We are excited to share the latest enhancement to WorldAge Interact. You are now able to manage and apply payments to your group booking online with WorldAge Interact. Join us as we walk through a demonstration to show you how to use this new online group payment tool. Here we are on the home page of WorldAge Interact. You will now see an option to manage group contracts under the Booking Maintenance section on the WorldAge Interact home screen. Click on the Manage Group Contracts link to take you to the Group Contract search page. You can now easily access your group contracts by entering the Group Contract ID number in this field. For this example, we are going to access a sample group contract. Select Go. You are then brought to the Group Contract Details page, which displays an overview of your group booking, passenger information, the financial summary, and payment schedule. From this page, you can click on the Manage Payments button that takes you to a page listing all payments that have been applied to your group contract. You can easily sort this list if needed by status, payment date, type of payment, credit card number, or amount paid. And as you'll see for this example, we have sorted by payment date. Also, you can click on the Show Financial Details link on the top of the page to display the current financial summary and the payment schedule. Let's go ahead and apply a new payment to this group contract. You'll click the Add Payment button, which opens the Add Payment page. For this example, we will add a credit card payment of $200 to this booking. Click Submit to apply this payment amount. You are then directed back to the Manage Group Payments page, where you will see that your payment has been successfully added to your group contract. Please note, if changes are being made to a group contract, the contract will temporarily be unavailable within World Agent Direct until all of the changes are completed. Once all of the contract changes have been completed, you will be regaining access to your group contract in World Agent Direct. If you have administrator access for your agency, you have the option to view all group contracts for your entire agency, as well as manage your agent's access to all group contract information. I'll take you back to the home screen to show you these additional capabilities for administrators. Again, you can click on the Manage Group Contracts link on the home page. You will now see a link to view group contracts for your agency. Click on this link and you will be taken to a full list of your agency's group contracts. This link will only appear if you have administrator access for your agency. From here, you can view all of the contract information for all of your agency's group contracts, view the payment status, and manage and apply payments if needed. Also, if you would like to provide your agents with administrator access to be able to view all of your agency's group contracts, you can simply do so by visiting the Resource Center tab and clicking on the Manage Agent List link under the Agent Profiles Center section. This will allow the administrator to select the agent or agents that will have access to viewing all contracts for agencies. On this page, you are able to add a new agent profile, edit or delete a current agent profile, and provide your agents with administrator access as needed. With administrator access, the agent will now be able to view all of your agency's group contracts and apply payments. As always, we have made this enhancement with your feedback in mind, and we hope this update will improve your booking experience with us.
Okay, Ron, would you mind stopping the share for me? All right, so I wanted you guys to see that for a couple of reasons. One, because I want you to know that a lot of people have been asking about groups, and with us going into the summer months and people seeing you travel and your travel partners travel, they're going to want to travel, and then their friends are going to want to travel with them. We have some different options that we can explore. We also have help that people very rarely tap into. Specifically with Delta Vacations, when you book a group, our host agency has access to what you book. If anything goes wrong, or you've reached a brick wall, or you need some type of help, do not hesitate to call on the Archer travel staff. They can assist you with getting payments posted to your group. they can go through your group with a fine-tooth comb and assist you with that to see if there are any enhancements that you are missing, if there's anything that you should add or anything you should take away. Make sure that you are utilizing the staff at Archer Travel. If you are not, you're doing yourself a disservice. So that's the first thing. I want to share some other information with you guys. Keeping in... Okay, can you guys see my screen? I'm going to turn the camera off so you're not focused on me. You should be able to see my screen now. All right, if you can't, one of the leaders, please be sure to unmute yourselves and let me know. Now, for those of you who have access to Delta Vacations, I want you guys to know that they have a section for marketing materials. In this section where the marketing materials are, let's see if it's going to make me log in again. There are loads of things that you can use to help grow your business. There are videos and presentations. There are advertisements for feature hotels. You can browse all of their products here, and they even have some things that you can buy that are branded. They have advertising pieces here, advisor incentives. So if you want to know what's happening in Delta Vacations, what you can capitalize on, you can check here. And then they have some images here that you can put your brand information on and circulate it to help grow your business. Now, keeping in the theme of groups. Now, this is Pleasant Holidays. How many of you guys are registered with Pleasant Holidays? Take a moment and type in the chat box. How many of you guys are registered with Pleasant Holidays? Okay, if you are not, make sure that you register with Pleasant Holidays. And how you can find their agent portal, they're at pleasantholidays.com, of course, but you can always Google Pleasant Holidays for travel agents, and this website will populate for you. Okay, so we are discussing groups right now. Groups happens to be one of their top tabs. So you can actually book groups with Pleasant Holidays. So they have information right here under this tab. You can actually give them a call here. A lot of agents will suffer in silence, even though the vendors really encourage you to give them a call. That isn't you admitting defeat because you couldn't book it yourself. It's you using your resources. Work smart, not hard. If you don't know what you're doing, stop what you're doing and give a vendor a call. Let them walk you through it. Take notes of what they're talking about so that you can refer to it later. And what we ask you to do is each one teach one to reach one. So whatever you learn, we ask you to teach that to someone else. Okay? So Pleasant Holidays has boutique group services, and they explain what that means. Book as few rooms as 5. They have flexible and varying itineraries. No contract is required, and the group leader is not financially responsible for the entire group. I've told this joke over and over, but it's a serious joke. The last contract that I signed was when I married my husband. I'm not signing another contract unless my life depends on it. So I book flexible groups most of the time. Now, 3 times a year, every year, I book 3 major contracts, and those are the only ones that I do. And the reason why I limit myself to those is because the numbers are guaranteed. The corporations give me a list of who's going, so they know that the client list is not going, the travelers list is not going up and down. It's going to be exactly what they say it is. And they pay everything in one lump. And they've been booking with me since 2016. But outside of those 3 corporations, I book flexible groups. So if you didn't know that Pleasant Holidays has boutique groups, you're missing out. They are perfect for family reunions, bachelor or bachelorette parties, friends getaways, birthday celebrations, holiday gatherings, destination weddings, and more. And you can click here and request a quote. So they even do the work for you. Make sure that you are utilizing Pleasant Holidays. Also, for those of you who look often for quote unquote Airbnb, because we mention all the time we don't book with Airbnb. However, we do have access to vacation rentals. Pleasant Holidays is another place where you can find vacation rentals for your clients. Okay? So you want to remember group travel here. Their flexible groups are called boutique group travel. That's for your small group vacations. And they also have vacation rentals. Okay, that's for Pleasant Holidays. So we are going to move into another vendor, Classic Vacations. So type in the chat box, how many of you all are registered to sell travel with Classic Vacations? I'm seeing a lot of me's. Okay. So if you are not registered with Classic, do not panic. You can go to classicvacations.com or you can Google Classic Vacations for travel agents and the travel agent portal will populate for you. Now, just like Pleasant, Classic is a vendor that you do not have to request access through your back office completing a supplier request form. You can actually request direct access with them. So you go right to their website and you register with them. They email you your login and you go from there and you're good to go. So right at the top of Classic, they do have groups as one of their major tabs because it's something major with them. So they have group workshops that you can learn how to book groups. They have flyers that you can use to advertise your groups. They have 3 different types of groups. So they have contracted groups, which you guys know I stay away from except for 3 times of the year. But their contracted groups are traditional groups traveling together for a common reason or an event like a destination wedding, right? Or a retreat or something of that nature. They can vary from small to large size groups. The minimum number of rooms is from 6 to 100 plus rooms. The minimum count is determined by the hotel. So the hotel could say, well, the minimum that you can secure with us, say if you're booking Mardi Gras for 2023, they could say you have to at least book 10. That would be their minimum. You have to sign a contract and the deposit is based on the group size. Your space and the rates would be protected, so they will be locked in when you sign the contract. You would earn whatever concessions are available. They have enhanced travel advisor group management tools, and they have a custom group website with booking capabilities. That is important, and it makes your job easier on you. They also have groups a la carte, which is Classic's Fit Flexible Groups program. They also have it with select all-inclusive resorts in the Caribbean and Mexico. So select means it's not open to all resorts in Mexico. It's a select group. It's not open to all all-inclusives in the Caribbean, a select group of them. Okay, so you'd have to research to find out which ones or contact them directly. So they do have a minimum of 6 rooms and a maximum of 35 rooms for your Fit Flexible group. Okay, there is no contract required. And check this out. The deposit per person is $20 for the hotel portion. $20. Space and rates are subject to availability at the time of booking. So for those of you who panic and say, oh, I don't want the price to go up, how can I market this if I can't guarantee the price? You can do that by communicating that time is of the essence and giving your clients a sense of urgency and letting them know space is limited, because people don't like to be left out, right? So you can also earn concessions with participating hotels. And if you want to learn more about these, you can email. Oops, I guess I got timed out. Hold on a second. And if you don't have your login saved in your devices, you're doing yourself a disservice. It makes life much, 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 much easier. Classic Vacations also has, I did look in the chat box and I saw that we have an Airbnb Queen. They have vacation rentals too. And theirs are through VRBO. So make sure that you check Classic Vacations too. All right. So back to groups a la carte. If you want to know a little bit more, you can email here, or you can call customer service here. And that's for groups and travel, but you can email. They also have FIT groups, FIT groups. So these are groups that are based on the number of rooms not qualifying for an hotel contract, meaning they don't meet the minimum, along with 10 or more travelers traveling together on the same date and flight requiring an air contract. So they're very specific. So this is for those of you who want to sell the air and the hotel package together, but you want to do it for a small group. So you'll have under 10 rooms or 10 plus guests. The actual room count, again, is determined by the hotel. No contract is required, so you guys know that's right up my alley. The deposit for the rooms, and again, that's for the hotel portion of it, not the air, is $20 per person. So of course, if you are locking down a package or a bundle, as some of you call it, the deposit is going to be a little more if you add in trip insurance and air. Okay, but if you're doing the hotel only, it's going to be $20, or the hotel portion of it will be $20. Space and rates, again, are subject to availability at time of booking. Applicable FIT packages, promos, and perks may apply. So if there's a sale happening inside Classic Vacations with RIU at that moment, you can take advantage of that, as well as whatever incentives that Classic is providing. All right, so that's Classic Vacations. And last but definitely not least, let me make sure that I am not timed out, is the favorite of so many people, Bax Vacation Access. It is a go-to. It's a staple for a lot of people. So the first thing I want to show you guys is about groups. Now, FunJet Group Ease is one of my go-tos when it comes to flexible groups. But they also have contracted groups. So if you didn't see what I just did, I logged into Vax. I picked suppliers, and then I chose FunJet Vacations. Under travel info, they have Group Ease and contracted groups. Okay, Group Ease is formerly known as Group Shoreway. So that is the flexible group option. Contracted groups can be located here too. Now, just taking a quick look at Group Ease, you want to come back here and read this information. So you have the flexibility of booking your clients traveling in groups of 5 rooms or more in Vax, 24/7, 365. All the bookings are eligible to receive a dedicated promotional code discount, a promo code. So you will request that right here. Request the code here. Once you click there and you put in all of the information, you give them about 48 business hours and they will contact you back with the promo code. You can book adding the promo code in, and your clients will earn a certain percentage off of their booking. And then all of the bookings will be associated together in the record. So you'll be able to have better access. And it's a lot of other provisions that come along with that. There's group air credit. You can save up to $225 with your promo code that is exclusive to just your group. Woo. Sorry to make it so big, guys. My mouse, I believe, is dying. So let's hope that it doesn't. All right. They make the booking easy for you because you have access to it 24/7. There's no need to sign a book contract. You can easily book multi-origin itineraries. How many of you guys have had bookings where one of the travelers was coming from one place and their roommate was coming from somewhere else? They give you the option to book that, and it's called a multi-origin itinerary, and they make it relatively easy for you. They do have a training here in VAX that can show you how to do it yourself, or you can give them a call and they'll help you out with that. All right, you get the best available rate when booking scheduled air, and you can book any hotel, that FunJet offers. Now, I know before the pandemic, FunJet would create a custom event page for your group, which had a booking engine embedded in it so that you can give the link to your clients and they could book themselves, even using a deposit. I'm not sure if that has started again. I'm hoping that it did. I will check for you guys and make sure that I get back with you and tell you whether they have started it again or not. I know that it had ended for a while because of the pandemic. Okay. You can even view what hotels have bonus offers. So before you offer your client a specific hotel or resort, check back here to see how you can double your commissions. All right. So they also have contracted groups, which I'm going to give you guys an assignment to come click back here and read it. And for those of you who get asked about Airbnb, Apple Leisure Group Vacations is now offering villas. So let me show you this right quick.
Your customers want isolation, seclusion, exclusivity. And we at ALG Vacations are prepared to give it to them as we launch Villas by ALG Vacations, powered by Villas of Distinction, one of the most important, reputable, and far-reaching professional villa management companies in the world. We are so pleased to be able to now offer your customers more than 1,200 private and upscale villas, estates, and even townhomes and condos available at every price point and perfect for these times. Our villa portfolio can provide an ideal non-hotel option for those who need to get away, but also want to limit their contact. No worrying about or dealing with other guests, no sacrificing staff or service, just your family and friends in your space on your time.
You will be able to help your customers vacation safely and luxuriously to private properties over 50 destinations, including Mexico and the Caribbean and our own United States. Explore our own backyard. Domestic getaways with drivable destinations are in top demand these days, and we have the options for you. On the East Coast, you can discover coastal towns of Connecticut, New York's Long Island, and Massachusetts. In the South, choose from Tennessee, Georgia, Virginia, and the Carolinas, and the most famous and some secret destinations of Florida. Discover the charm of Missouri towns, Montana's Big Sky Country, and Idaho's Sun Valley. Or keep going west until you hit the slopes of New Mexico, Utah, or Colorado. You can even choose not to stop until you get all the way to California and beyond that, Hawaii.
With properties in every imaginable configuration and rates set for any budget, some even more affordable per person than comparable hotels. This is a new product I hope you're as excited about as I am. Welcome to the new private staying experience with Villas by ALG Vacations.
All right. I know when I first saw this, I got super, super excited because I am a person who has clients that ask me about Airbnb all the time. So I do not hesitate to sell other options. I do use the other vendors, as I mentioned to you guys. Plus, we have quite a few others, but we're only going to focus on these today. So make sure that you take some time and you come in your back office, into VAX, and check out what they have to offer under Villas by ALG Vacations. So they have partnered with Villas of Distinction. They have domestic and international options for villas, vacation homes, and condos. So make sure that you check them out. Okay. Okay, so finally, because I know you guys get asked about this a whole lot, how many of you guys have had instances where you have given a client a quote and they have come back to tell you, well, I found it for this price, and you feel kind of defeated, or you might feel like you wasted your time, or you even tempted to just give up altogether? Well, understand that you have the option to price match. So this is under FunJet Vacations, and to get all of the details on how to price match, and they even make it easy for you, you come back here, and they even ask you, did you know that they pre-approve 90% of their price matches? Take advantage of this. Don't just walk away from the sale. You heard Shauna say that she takes all the money off the table. I'm one of those people too. I know some people who turn away air only itineraries because they feel like it's not a money maker. Well, if you're charging a $25 fee and 5 people book with you, that's more than what most people make in the course of their 9-to-5 day. And you can make that in a matter of about half an hour. So I take all the money off the table. It's something to consider. No time is wasted. It's all an experience. But don't just walk away from a booking because your client has found it cheaper. So you come back here into FunJet, which is inside VAX. They tell you what to do. So you create a new FunJet Vacations reservation within VAX Vacation Access. Capture screenshots of the competitor's price, featuring the travel dates, destination, total rate, and all other matching details, as well as the time and date stamp. So what that means is that you have to actually have documentation. You can't just take the client's word for it. If they found it, tell them to send you screenshots that include all of these things here that VAX says that they need, right? And then you submit your price match request to this email address here. They also give you more details if you click here, and I'm going to give you guys that assignment to come back and check to see how to price match. Make sure that you read the terms and conditions. So you click back here and you read everything. Make sure that you are matching and comparing apples to apples. Don't just walk away from the booking because the client says that they found it cheaper. At least give it an attempt to price match. You just might be able to do it. All right. So those are my tips and tricks for today. I'm hoping that you guys got something out of that. So what I'd like to do now is to open up the floor to answer any and all questions that you all have. I'd like to bring my leaders back to the line so that they can assist with the Q&A. That way we can move this along relatively quickly.
Hey, Nina, before you do your first question, I want to talk about the price match real quick.
Go ahead.
Hey, like Nina said, apples to apples. A client may come and tell you they got a less expensive chip or they found it cheaper. That doesn't always mean it's the better value. The package they may have a 4 or 5 hour layover, and you may have gotten them a direct flight. So just make sure you're having conversations with your clients to show the value of what you're giving them, and then you'll be surprised. But just make sure, like Nina said, it's apples to apples.
Because more often than not, if once you compare, like Derek said, you'll find out that they're just looking for a cheaper price. And they may end up having this has actually happened in my real life recently, where the client found it cheaper, but she has a 10-hour layover going from Detroit, Michigan to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. She has a layover in Toronto, Canada for 10 hours. And she's only saving $200. So make sure that you are comparing apples to apples. And like Derek said, that you are discussing the value, because she didn't check to see those times before she booked it. She just saw, oh, it's $200 cheaper than what Nina quoted me, and didn't talk to me about it. And now she's stuck for 10 hours in Canada. And I don't know how many of you guys know, for those of you who are from Michigan and you're right across the Detroit River from Canada, you guys might know firsthand, but Canada's COVID restrictions are still in place. So there will be no leaving the airport and sightseeing in Canada if you got a 10-hour layover. So this is something that you want to refer to your travel agent for. Feel free to use this story when you're talking to your clients. All right. Amy, thank you for covering that in the chat box. For anyone who did not know or who does not have access to Back's vacation access, you do have to request access, like Amy said, through your back office by completing a supplier request form. Now, if you already have a login, you do not have to request anything special. You don't have to register with each individual supplier inside VAX. Once you have your one login, you have access to everything inside VAX. Okay. All right. I see that. Is this this Nicole? Is this Nicole, or is this a different Nicole? Let me unmute you right quick. Is this you, Nick?
No, this is a different Nicole. Good evening.
Okay, how you doing? I wanted
All
to.
right, I'll be talking to you because I'm on the Facebook group, man. You talk a lot when I be posting in the Facebook group.
Okay. What question? Oh, and I wanted to apologize because I don't think she's on the line. She's not feeling well today. We have another leader named Nicole who has been in the company really since its inception. Awesome leader, travel agent, booker. Like, she's a mad woman when it comes to booking, and she's also a builder. Nicole is a silver consultant. If you guys see her on and around, make sure that you follow her as well. But today she's not feeling very well, so if your prayer, please send some prayers for Nicole too. All right, Nick, go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, so my first question is, where do you guys find your clientele? And then my second question is, I be out promoting. I like promote on social media, and I'm passing out my business cards, talking to people when I'm at work, when I go to the gas station, when I'm at an event, I'm networking. And talking to a lot of people, they travel. But the problem is, a lot of them say they book their own trips. So how do you kind of persuade them to use a travel agent?
All right, I'm going to let the leaders chime in, and then I'll bring it full circle. So, Amy, did you want to start off? Because we all have different methods too.
Absolutely. I basically just highlight the concierge service that they're getting when they're booking with me. Because I came in right when COVID was starting. And so it was essential that we knew the information about the advisories, the openings, the closings. And so when you're letting clients know about these things, about travel protection, about all the different excursions and tours, just different things that, nobody's going to jump on, Travelocity and say, hey, by the way, did you know you can do this? Or, hey, by the way, did you know that you had to get a COVID test before you came back into the United States? So making sure that they understand that they're getting an, from the time they're booking and calling to start planning their trip all the way through their travel and then until they get home safely, they have my attention. And that's just something that they're just not going to get no matter who they book with online by themselves. So I try to really nail that home.
Thank you.
You're
Tammy,
welcome.
Tammy, can you add where you find your clients or how they find you? You got to unmute the other one. You still have two computers? You got to unmute the other one. Nope. I can see your lips moving. Okay, we're going to let Tammy figure it out, and when she can chime in, she will. Derek, where do you find your clients, or where do they find you?
Yeah, well, most of mine, I get a lot of referrals, like I mentioned earlier, just for being professional with them, being nice, treating them with respect, actually treating them like family. But then also too, like someone mentioned earlier, the attraction marketing. People see me travel, people see me having fun, see me having the perks. So they see me being a product of the product. So they definitely say, hey, you know what? I saw that villa you had in the Dominican Republic. I want to go there. Or they might not want to go to the Dominican Republic, but seeing you travel, they say, hey, you was in the Dominican Republic, anything like that in Jamaica. So by seeing you travel, that'll help you out a lot. And I'm not sure where you at. Nicole, where you located real quick, if you could tell me.
I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
All right. So basically you can make Detroit. I'm from Detroit. So you can, even though it is for someone who doesn't live there, you can make it seem like it's the greatest place on earth. So like me, I'm in Alabama now, but I'm from Detroit. So if there's a new hotel or if a new hotel just got remodeled, I might go in, speak to the manager or the business development manager, sales manager, say, hey, I'm a travel agent. I'll say I have clients interested in this property. And since I'm local, I figured I'd come and check it out for them. Sometimes they'll say, hey, come on down. And in some cases, say, you know what? We actually have free space tonight. So if you and your wife want to come stay for free, you're more than welcome. So you can go downtown. You can show all the famous things. You have to talk about travel. You can talk about food downtown. You can talk about the different activities. You can just talk about, you can even make going to the grocery store sound exciting if you word it correctly. So a lot of people, you want to get their attention, and then that'll help start a lot of conversations about travel. And then I think Amy said business cards. I know you said business cards. I leave business cards everywhere. And also I'm a big tipper too. So even when I stay in a hotel every night, every morning, either I leave a $10 or $5 tip for the cleaning person with my business card, and actually had clients call me, say, hey, you know what? You stayed in the hotel 2 months ago, so I want to do this for my anniversary. So just make sure you get the word out there.
Okay, thank you.
Tammy, you good to go now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So I actually get my clients in a variety of ways. Like Derek, I travel often. I just got back from a week in Cancun, in the Cancun area. And that was actually the longest spell. I got back from a cruise the end of February. I didn't travel at all in March or April. So that was kind of the longest spell that I didn't have anything going on for me. But if I go get my nails done and I go to the same nail shop, I have been going to the same nail shop for 26, 27 years. Same person does my nails. And she'll start a conversation in the nail shop. Based on the color that I choose, she'll know if I'm getting ready to travel, and she'll start the conversation. Like everyone else, I use business cards, but I use my social media to my advantage. I have just booked recently trips for people that have known me for years. Our kids play ball together, and they reach out to me because I travel often and I am a product of the product. They'll follow my page and send me a message. Hey, I want to go somewhere. Where do you want? And I always say, well, where is it that you want to go? And most of them like, I don't know. You go everywhere. I know you're the expert. Tell me where to go. Another thing is, while I'm in destination, I'm not necessarily recruit or looking for clients. I carry a tumbler with me. And those of you that go to the Caribbean, if you take your tumblers, they will refill it for you. So the first thing they'll do is ask you to remove the lid and the straw. And I had one sitting on the table at breakfast the other morning, and the lady said to me, oh, you booked your trip with Tammy. And I had a brain fart. I said, yeah. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm Tammy. They're like, oh, you're a travel agent. So the young lady was celebrating a birthday. They booked with a travel agent. She didn't have the resort acknowledge her birthday, acknowledge it was her first international trip. She had never been to Mexico, nothing. So my fabulous butler, Gabby, she is cream of the crop. I reached out to her and I was like, hey, I don't really know these ladies, but I do speak Spanish. So they heard me speaking to the staff. So they wanted to know kind of a little bit about me. I had their status upgraded to star class status. They got to celebrate her birthday every night while she was there. She was there with a group of friends, so she let them know what I had done for them. And I didn't do it to get them a client, to get a client. I did it so that this young lady would have a memorable trip. It was her 32nd birthday, and I wanted her to remember it forever. So it was just kind of a nice thing to do. So she, her sister, and their extended family plan on going away for Thanksgiving. She introduced me to her friends. She wrote a glowing recommendation on social media. I've had 3 or 4 of her friends reach out to me. Sometimes it's about just being you, being who you are and putting that out there. I am not necessarily a person that likes to be in the spotlight or the limelight. I like to kind of fall back. A lot of times I get voluntold to kind of do things. So I'm that kind of person that likes to be in the background, but I'm learning more and more to accept the spotlight, and doing that will allow your light to shine and people will get attracted to you. Once you speak to people about, I'm in line buying clothes and I see somebody has a bathing suit or a sundress or something, and I say, oh, are you going someplace? Everybody wants to tell you about the vacation they're either getting ready to go on, the one they want to go on, or the last one they went on. Have that conversation. Flex your muscles a little bit. Let them know, oh, where are you going? I always ask people, what resort are you going to? And I let them know, okay, make sure you go to this restaurant. Make sure you do this excursion while you're in destination. Now I'm the expert. They will ask me if I have they'll say, oh, wow, you really know a lot. Well, I am a travel agent, but I just want to make sure that you know to do this and ask for this person, go to this restaurant, order this drink when you're there. Again, you've got to be a product of the product. If you are not getting out there and traveling, you can't speak directly to the places they are going or the places they want to go to. The more you can speak directly about that particular brand or that destination or resort, the more you can speak to that, the more confidence they'll have in you. And I promise you, they will ask you for a business card. Even if you didn't book that trip, or you're not booking the trip that they're getting ready to go on, they will use you as a resource. And I promise you, they will book with you. And if they don't book with you right away, they'll send you clients. I've had that happen as well.
Thank you.
Thanks. Lastly, I'll let Shayna cover, because she's very consistent in how much she's selling each and every month. So these clients are not falling out of the sky, and you're hearing it from the other leaders. Shauna, are you able to speak?
Yes, if I find the mute button. Yes, thank you. So, boy, Tammy, I love your energy. I always do. I always learn something from you, and I appreciate that. So I do a lot of the same that my other leaders have talked about. One of the things that Nina helped me with is to get on Facebook groups and to start making friends there. So that is one of the places that a lot of my clients come from. In addition to that, I have a networking group that I'm a part of, and we refer each other along with client referrals. That is pretty much where I get most of my clients. Believe it or not, my family's still booking their own trips. Not sure why, but I know that a couple of folks here has said that before. So if your family's not booking with you, don't fret. You'll get them sooner than later, and they can certainly help you. But there isn't a time where I don't have a conversation with somebody at the checkout line, like Tammy was talking about. Yesterday, it was at the pharmacy. The pharmacist was talking about he couldn't book his last trip and so forth. And I asked him where he was going, and I said, "Oh man, you need to go here. You need to do this." And he's like, "Oh, it sounds like you've been around." And so I was able to pull out a card and hand it to him, and he was pretty excited about that. So you'll be shocked on how many people are wanting the information that you have, and if you keep it silent, then you will not get yourself any kind of people. And you're looking for unique posts of people who are looking for something in town or anything. That's a great thing to put in, and say that the places that you know. So get to know your own destinations is really important. Now I'm in Phoenix area, so I got a pretty cool destination to send people to here in Arizona. It's not too hard to sell them on going up to Sedona or other places like that. But just making sure that people know, and following up with so they could rate you on social media is really important. Sending a message out to your clients when they return and say, you know what, this is how I do my small business. I make sure that I have everybody talking about my business, and that's really important too. So that's what I do.
Thank you.
All right, so finally, I'll give you my 2.5 cent. I'm a mixture of everybody. So when I first got started here in Hawaii, I didn't know anybody except my immediate family and the people that I worked with. So even though I lived in a tourist attraction, I didn't know anybody that I thought could afford to travel to Hawaii, because if you guys have priced a vacation to Hawaii, especially right now, while the cost of air is fighting for its life, literally, um, I didn't think that people could afford those prices. So I kind of scrambled with trying to figure out how to attack this thing. So what I started to do was to just talk about travel and then travel myself. Now, for anybody who is not in a position to travel, don't give up. Don't get discouraged, because, like Derek said, you can make things in your own backyard look amazing. If it's anybody that lives in Philadelphia, go and stand in front of some of those historical monuments, take pictures of them, and make it look like you are on a tour. Because if you send anybody there, they're going to do exactly what you're doing. So you're not only going to, I just saw your name. That's what made me think about it, Kanisha. Not only will they want to do what you're showing them, but then you're actually reiterating what you know. You'll be surprised how many things that you think you know about your area that you don't. And once you start experiencing these things and capturing it for social media, it becomes a commercial, so to speak, an advertisement. And those people will think about other people who have mentioned going to see those things. It becomes this domino effect. I make everything related to travel. Derek mentioned you can make going to the grocery store seem like it's a trip somewhere. I was notorious for doing that in Hawaii. I would get into my car, I would put the top down, and I would take one road from our house to pick up Brooke from school. And I would show the palm trees, I would show the water, I would show everything around, and I was literally just on one road. And it would make people ask me, not just about coming to Hawaii, but ask me about traveling. So you want to take advantage of what's in your backyard. I do the same thing. I do the same thing when I travel to Detroit, Michigan. I usually stay in the Renaissance downtown. Now, these are things that I've been seeing since I was a child, and I'm 51 years old. I still will go and take a picture right in front of the riverfront like it's brand new and make it look like I'm really vacationing. And it will make people want to vacation. So use opportunities and really take advantage of them. I just went on, I've been inspired by Tammy and TikTok, so I'm doing better with TikTok, Tammy. I'm being consistent. So I'm following and I'm also doing what I teach. I'm being consistent. So I went on a content creation type binge yesterday and earlier today, and now I'm going to release those things periodically in drips and drabs, but every day, so that I'm engaging people and allowing them to be involved in my life. I literally just drove around the block and pulled up in my yard, and people started asking me, "Hey, are there nonstop flights from such and such to Atlanta?" Well, let me check. Yep. Well, what about a hotel? And I booked a simple bundle from where they're traveling from to come to Atlanta for 3 days. And they actually get here tomorrow. And it's three of them traveling. All because I posted a video of me driving around a corner and pulling up in my yard. Make it a big deal. If you make it a big deal, people will be interested in what you're doing, and it will make them think about what they want to do. I also work with word of mouth. I ask people for referrals. I give out my business card. When I'm traveling in the airport, I put my business cards down. I give them to anybody that is within an earshot of me or elbow shot of me. And then I ask my friends and family and associates to give out referrals. And I also reward people for referring people to me. I also created a client list. So anyone who has ever asked me about a vacation, I have an Excel spreadsheet that has all of their information in it. And once a month, I send them a newsletter. And twice a month, I send them an email blast with a sale that's happening that I've located in Vax Vacation Access. So I pull literally from everywhere. I use it all. So be creative and allow your personality to show in what you're doing, so that what you're doing reflects you. You could take an idea from somebody else, but put your own spin on it so it's authentic, if that makes sense. But literally leave no stone unturned.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. All right, Derek, there's a question in the chat box about LLCs. I'll read it to you and hand it off to you. It is from my Naima. To all of the success coaches, have you all turned your travel agent business into an LLC? Is this something that you would recommend? Derek, would you like to start off with that?
Sorry about that, Nina. I was actually typing in the chat. Okay, so each person is different and each person's financial situation is different. I would recommend just talking to a tax advisor and see what's best for you and your current financial and tax situation, because there's different perks and benefits to the different levels. Now, me, when I started, mine was sole proprietor, but I had an LLC for something else. But then as I started doing more things, because of my situation, it was recommended I do a S Corp. So I have an S Corp that covers my travel business. So I would say definitely talk to a tax professional to see what's best for you and your financial situation. Just don't grab an LLC just for the sake of grabbing it. Just make sure that is the most beneficial tax entity for you.
That's actually right on the money. And I do want to point out, in addition to what Derek just said, please be aware that once you create an LLC, that you void your errors and omissions coverage under our host agency. So if you're considering doing it, now I'm not telling you that as a deterrent to keep you from doing it. I'm telling you that so that you can be you could know to be educated about your decision. So you want to go and explore options of errors and omissions insurance to see how much that will cost you, because you absolutely have to have it in order to operate legally. Now, you're still covered under the Settler of Travel licenses that Archer Travel has in the different states that requires it, but you would have to get your own errors and omissions insurance. So it is something to think about. So some of us have LLCs, but we also have the insurance separately, and it's not cheap. So it's something to consider, okay? Because you have to be covered in case anything happens. All right, so leaders, All right, so Sydney adds, doing reels on social media is a great way to get clients and people that want to become an agent. Absolutely, Sydney. That is something that I use. Now, I don't have separate. Now I know some people that do it, so I'm not knocking if you do it, but I have to compartmentalize different things in different ways, and that's one of the things that I don't, because it's so layered that I can get lost in a rabbit hole with categorizing my content. So I don't have a set of content for people who want to possibly become a partner, and a set of content for people that want to travel. I just demonstrate what the travel agent lifestyle is. And right now I'm highlighting my lifestyle that has been afforded to me because I'm a travel agent. I have recently made a point of being specific about it, because some people will just take for granted, well, Nina has a husband, so this is why she can afford these things. So I'm being very specific in letting people know that I'm a full-time travel agent, and I've done that since February of 2016. I started in December of 2015, and this changed my life. Like, I haven't worked for anybody else since 2016. So it's because of the consistency, because I made the choice to work in this industry, and because I made the choice to help others, that I'm able to proudly say that I earn over 6 figures a year every single year, and I have for the last 4 years consecutively. I don't say that to brag. I say that to light a fire under you. So if you're wavering on the fence and you're trying to figure out, can I do this? Or it's not happening fast enough for me, or I don't really understand what's going on, or you're just not taking it seriously, I'm telling you, it can change your life. Not only can you see places that you probably, one, would not be able to afford to go to more than once a year, because the average person has to wait on a tax return or a profit sharing check or yearly bonus in order to afford their family trip for that year. You as a travel agent not only have access to travel agent discounts and benefits, but you have access to freebies like fam trips. A lot of the times fam trips are discounted, and you can take advantage of those multiple times a year. Tammy just told you she travels almost every month. I took almost 2 years off from traveling, but just in the last 30 days, I've gone on 3 trips. I've been to Mexico twice, and I went to Orlando. And in another week and a half, I'm going to St. Lucia. I just turned down going to Antigua. That I would be coming home from Antigua today. I just couldn't swing it going back to back to back like that. So you'll end up with more trips than you have time if you finesse this the right way. So it's a lot in the industry that you can benefit from in experience and in actual cash getting paid. So take it seriously. If you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business, even if you work it part-time. But you have to be consistent, and you have to take it seriously. Okay, Shauna says, I post sunset pictures. That is something I love. Photography, for sure. She's on the money with that. You can find beautiful pictures if you're not taking them yourself with your cell phone, because you can. We pay $800, $900, $1,500 for these high-powered phones, and then don't use them to pay for themselves. Go outside when it's about to be sunset and take a picture. And just talk about how peaceful it is, or take a video clip and put it on a reel. Capitalize on these things. Or you can also go to Google Images and pull some of the non-copyrighted images and use them. It's lots of stuff you can do. Okay, so Kim says, is there anyone else new or newer? I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I tried to put myself out there, but I'm really worried if someone does ask me to book something for them. So I'll start, and then I'll pass it to the leaders. Now, even though I'm not new, I do make a point of learning something new every week about travel. So I take a training as often as I can, but a week does not pass without me taking at least one. A week does not pass without me watching some type of property tour or a review on a certain area on YouTube. YouTube has endless things that you can refer to right there. Expedia has a whole channel on YouTube where they're giving you information about different places. I just recently watched Expedia's very short video, I think it's like 11 minutes long, about Savannah, because that's a place that I want to take my family to. And it's in driving distance from where we live now. Make it a point of writing down what you're going to do during the week and then actually do it. Making a list forces you to hold yourself accountable. But then take a chance on yourself. It's not going to happen overnight. You're talking to people who have been in the business for at least a year. And we can all tell you that it literally did not happen overnight. So if you're new or newer, use this opportunity to build what you know. Watch the videos on YouTube. I call it going to YouTube University. I wanted to know things to do in Atlanta and places to go eat in Atlanta. I went to YouTube University, and I've got stuff to do for the next 90 days that I just found on YouTube. We also have Travel Agent Academy and Travel Agent University. You should be taking, as a newer agent, 2 to 3 of those trainings per week, and not just to get the certificate, but to learn about the area, the region. Inside our vendor websites, like I just showed you guys, information on groups. VAX actually has trainings on how to use the actual booking engine, how to perform different transactions, how to make certain bookings right inside VAX. So you should be taking advantage of those. Click around in there, find the trainings, and take advantage of them, and take notes so that you can refer to these things when people start to ask you. Now, do not waste 6 months getting ready to get ready, because you'll always find newer things to learn. Get the foundation, meaning make sure that you are registered with the 3 major vendors, which is Carnival, VAX Vacation Access, and Expedia Tap. Because for the basics, you're going to refer to those 3. And then you can build outwards by registering with Pleasant, like I showed you guys today. Classic Vacations. Once you've been in the business, I don't remember the time, somebody can type it in the chat box, of how long you have to be an agent before you can request access to Delta Vacations. But you do have to request that through your back office by completing a supplier request form. Now, getting on trainings like this and the Walkthrough Wednesday and the Tuesday Q&A, all of those trainings, you'll be absorbing information like this, and it will strengthen you as a travel agent. But you have to show up for yourself. Now, for those of you who cannot make it to those trainings because you're at work or you're in transit, first of all, make sure that it's a valid reason why you are not logging in. Being tired is not a valid reason. I'm exhausted right now. And as soon as I hit end on this webinar, I'm laying back and I'm going to sleep. I'm literally doing this from the bed. I'm tired, extremely tired. And I feel drained, and I need some vitamin D, and I also need iron. So I'm low on my supplements right now. So I'm feeling really drained. But I need to get some of this information too. You know, I learn from you guys too. I learn from the leaders. You also want to make sure that you surround yourself with people who know more than you or know different things than what you know, so that you're sharpening your iron with theirs, and that they are willing to hold you accountable so that you are actually getting what you came for, right? You don't need to be in a circle of people who are not encouraging you or who are not supporting you. And I can honestly say I'm surrounded by people who do both. Okay. Leaders, did anybody want to add in to that?
I was going to just piggyback a little bit, but you know, being newer to the industry, I totally remember where you're at right now. And for me, what started making a change was doing what Nina's been suggesting and the other leaders, and writing down your week and your schedule. Because if you just think you're going to pop on and decide which train you're going to go to, that's not a plan. That's just, you know, somewhere where you landed up. But in the beginning, I thought I wanted to know everything about everywhere so I could help everyone. And you hear us talk a lot about discovering your niche and narrowing down your niche. And it wasn't until, I had been in it for a minute and started doing the trainings that I realized how important it is to do that. Because you can book anything, but if you specialize in something, you have a direction to head to. You have something to promote, you have something to learn, you have things that you're doing to meet your goals. So that's just a suggestion that I would make those helpful. Oh, and also go to our YouTube page, our Travel Cafe's YouTube page, because I literally got a request for someone that wanted to go across Canada on a train. And I'd never even been on a train myself. So I didn't know what to do. I went straight to the Travel Cafe. I started put stuff in the search and I ended up on our YouTube page, got training from the providers that I ended up booking through. And the information's there.
I'll piggyback for that. Find someone to study with. Find somebody to work with. I work with 2 other agents and we work closely. We talk daily, multiple times a day, and most of it is game planning, being a support system for one another. Because somebody, like Nina said, someone knows something different than you know, or they're looking at it from a different perspective. So you can talk, collaborate, find someone to work on this with the buddy system so that you've got somebody to bounce your ideas off of. Sometimes it's easier to learn in pairs and in groups than it is to learn by yourself. Again, you're each looking at it from a different vantage point because you have different life experiences. Bring your life experiences into your business. That would probably be the biggest thing that I could tell you, because when I first got started in this industry, I was with a different company. And let me tell you, nobody was teaching you anything over there. Everybody operated in silos. So if you weren't directly connected to them, you weren't getting any help. So a lot of for myself, I fumbled around a lot with all of the intricacies in the business. The overall stuff I'm good with. I knew already from traveling myself, but some of those finer points, I fumbled. And when all else fails, pick up the phone and call the vendor, call the tour operator, call the supplier. That's what they are there to do. They're there to help you. So make sure you always remember that. Pick up the phone and call them. Say, hey, I have a question. Can I do this? Can this be done? I called FunJet yesterday. I have a family of 10 that wants to do Disney, Universal, and SeaWorld. FunJet or Vax will not allow you to book more than 9 clients together at one time. So it had to be done separately. I kept beating my head up, like, why is this not happening? And then when I called them, they walked me through it. They told me what to do, and then I was fine. So pick up the phone, call the vendor. 2, find somebody to work with, not necessarily collab with, but the buddy system. Just like when you were in elementary school, they told you to find a buddy, find somebody to buddy up with, find a buddy. That would be my suggestion.
Let me add to that, Nina. So I put it in the chat, but the part of it is being organized. So as newer agents, just let the client know, say, unless it's an emergency trip, and even if it is an emergency trip, there's certain protocols you got to follow. So you would definitely need to reach out to someone for help before you even attempt it. But just tell them, hey, let me give you 48 to 72 hours and I can provide you a quote within that time. And then just make sure you stick to that.
Hours.
Oh yeah, 48 to 72 business hours. Yes, make sure you clarify that 48 to 72 business hours. That way, that'll give you time to do what Tammy said, call the vendor. So that'll give you time to go through the different websites and the different searches and, compare prices for yourself and for you to put that package together. And then that'll give you time to come back to one of us or your success coach, or as Tammy said, your study buddy to say, hey, look over this quote before I send it to the client. Do I got everything intact? Did I miss anything? Do I have everything? And then the most important part is making sure you qualify the client in the first place to make sure you know what they want. Because what you don't want to do is, I reach out to you for a trip and then every 5 minutes you're calling me back because you forgot to ask me a question. So you want to get all the information up front. So I would recommend giving your clients your link to your vacation quote request for your website. Some of us have jot forms, but then after you do it so long, I have conversation with my clients and I actually go through that. But once you get the job form or either the vacation quote request, look at the information, reach out to the client, and just either if you're shy, y'all can't tell I'm really shy, but if you're shy and you don't want to talk to them on the phone, you can email them and say, hey, you know what? My name is, Derek. I just got your vacation quote request to go to Aruba for your 50th wedding anniversary. I just want to confirm some information. So just retype in that information, and that way you're not making a mistake or you're not giving them something they didn't ask for. And that way you're getting in writing from them what they really want. So that will help you sort of be a little bit more comfortable with the booking for newer agents. And like I said, don't be afraid to reach out if you have help. I mean, if you want some help.
Those are great points, Derek, and thank you for adding that. Sharon asked to repeat the part about the insurance. Once you classify yourself as an LLC, you are no longer covered under the errors and omissions insurance that our host agency currently covers you under. So you would need to locate a replacement for that because you have to have that to operate. Also, Kanisha added that E&O insurance prices depend on volume. Find the right agent and you'll be fine, and she's correct. Now, because some of us have large volume monthly, like myself and Shauna, I know mine is expensive. Patrice Abels Vance is also, she's a platinum consultant and a part of the Founders Council along with me. She's a person whose volume, well, I don't want to count her pockets, but her commissions monthly are well over average. So she was forced early on to make the classification for her business different. And I'll let her explain it to you guys on a different training. She's also a person that can teach you how to navigate actual large contracts. She's awesome with that. She does very large contracts quite often, and she's been doing it. That's her specialty. But like Kanisha mentioned, do your homework, get a great agent, get all of the details so you'll know what it entails. All right. Guys, Naima says, thank you for that advice. Both points are ones that I didn't know about. Very good to know. All right. So, Jasharis, I hope I'm not butchering your name. If so, I'm sorry. She says, I'm new and I can tell you there are trainings at least 4 days a week and everyone is extremely helpful. If you have any questions, ask. That is the best advice that you can be given. The lack of tools will never be a problem that you have around here. We have loads of things that you can access on a regular basis. Oh, I got water. Thank you, Amy. Like I was saying, make sure that you surround yourself with people who will encourage you to be better. I literally just got a message from Amy that says, where's your water? Because I have an issue with my voice, and I have since I had this medical mishap in 2019, which I'm going to tell you guys a lot more about when we make it to convention, so make sure that you're there. And I have to make sure that I hydrate. So thank you, Amy. All right. So the past month, this is from Naima, I've been quick to send Nina, my success coach, an email to ask questions. She has been super helpful in this journey. Thank you, Nina. You're welcome. I like to do the research myself, but when I come to a standstill, I've reached out to Nina. That is true. She has. So you don't have to be one way or another. You don't have to ask all the questions. You just have to ask the right questions. If you're a self-starter and you're already a researcher, then you have a head start in this business. So please, we encourage you to go out and explore. And if you hit a brick wall, stop what you're doing and send an SOS. We are all here to assist you. Reach out to your leaders, reach out to your sponsors and your success coach, reach out to your study buddies. I think it was Tammy that said, find somebody to study with. Reach out to your study buddies, lean on each other. It is over 10,000 people in this company. You have literally no reason not to be successful. You have to choose to fail in this, meaning you choose not to follow through. You choose not to be consistent. You choose not to take access or take advantage of the trainings. Even if you can't get on them when they happen, the trainings are recorded, but you have to choose to watch it later, right? So take advantage of your tools. And thank you for adding that, Amy. Google is our best friend. We all have a long-standing relationship with Google. Become familiar with Google. Google Earth, Google Flights, Google Images. Start your romance with Google. It'll be a lifesaver. Thank you for putting that in there, Naima. I really appreciate that. We also have another YouTube channel of the trainings that we do for Walkthrough Wednesday, the trainings that the Elite Group does. If one of you leaders can post that in there too, so that everybody on the line has access to both the Evolution Travel, Archer Travel, Travel Cafe trainings for YouTube, and then ours as well. Because you need all of that information so that you can be a well-rounded agent. Leaders, have any of you gotten questions that came directly to you? If so, did you want to address those, or did you want to cover anything? And if anybody else has any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to type them in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself. Let me make sure that those.
Nina, I want to say one last thing, and I got to run because I'm getting ready to head out the door. My other recommendation is follow other travel agents. Don't copy their material blindly. Trust me, I did that when I first started. I copied somebody's post, pasted it, and it had all of her contact information. She reached out and kind of gave me a nudge and said, if your people come to me and book, I'm booking them. Don't copy blindly. Mimic what they do. I don't mind if you follow me, but I'm telling you now, I've said this on other trainings and people laugh. Do not send me a friend request because y'all ain't buying nothing. So I don't need you on my friends list. Not that I don't like you, but follow me. So follow other travel agents on all forms of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Snapchat, and the list goes on. Make yourself a presence on some of those, but follow other travel agents to see what they're doing. If they have YouTube channels, follow them there. So at least you can get an idea, especially if you're new and you're not sure to what to post, because in the beginning, none of us know. We're unsure. What can we post? What can't we post? Because sometimes we'll post something and somebody will be in our inbox saying, hey, you can't post that. So just follow them and see what they're posting and just kind of follow along. It's a good way to get some great content. And if you know travel agents that are traveling, I have several agents that I've met on fam trips, and we have an understanding. We borrow each other's pictures. There's some of them will send me an inbox while they're traveling saying, hey, if you want to see pictures of anything in particular, let me know. If you want me to take video of things, let me know. And they have done it, sent me videos, sent me pictures of specific areas of the resort that they're looking at. Buddy up with somebody.
That's great, solid advice. Everybody tell Tammy to be safe and have a great night because she's about to run out the door.
Yes, I am. And anybody who wants to follow me on TikTok, you're more than welcome. I am Tammy the Travel Chick. I have a few videos that have gone viral. Unbeknownst to myself, I have one video that I'm knocking on the door of 1 million views, like literally knocking on the door of 1 million views on that video. So definitely follow me on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, I'm there. But I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, have a good night, Tammy, and thanks for your time today. Do you guys have any other questions before we shut it down for the night? Questions, comments, concerns? You guys are welcome to unmute yourselves. I believe we have. Okay, now you guys should be able to. Questions, comments, or concerns, or all of the above, you guys are welcome to unmute yourselves. If you got any questions for any of our leaders specifically, you're welcome to ask those. If not, I'm going to ask our leaders to give final words of advice, and then we can shut it down. Shayna, are you in? Shauna, are you? I have a friend named Shayna, so I'm sorry. Shauna, are you available to give closing advice for our agents?
Yes, absolutely. Um, Keep on keeping on. That's my biggest thing. I started this business with here uh, uh, about 2.5 years ago. And when I did so, I was trying to get myself reacclimated into the travel industry and just be a part of things. And there was a couple times that I got discouraged, and I reached out to my mentors, including Miss Nina, who gave me amazing advice. And um, if you are not reaching out to your mentors and utilizing them, that is one of the things that you are failing yourself on. So make sure you always reach out to them. They have a wealth of knowledge, and if they don't, all of our leaders are the ones who will go to different chats and other places to help you find the answers, because we don't know everything for sure. We're always leading, as Nina has already talked about. I learn every time that they're on the trainings and everything. And then just know that, just that being said, you're not alone. We've all been at some point that you are now. We've all been new. We've all been unsure of ourselves, and we've all had the clients that can intimidate us or that are difficult to deal with. And just know that we can help you walk through that. And if you follow the steps that they give you, you'll be a booker like Miss Nina and I. She told me, her and I at Christmas time, as we were wishing each other Merry Christmas, she said, listen, you're ridiculous. This is what you do. And it was the information I needed. And starting in January was $60,000 for me. And I don't say that to brag. I say that to motivate.
Wait, let's
It's
slow down. Not for from January to now. She means just January. I need
just January.
you to absorb that. Just the
Yeah,
month of January.
I'd like
just
to absorb that.
and it was very humbling for me. I will tell you that, because I said I didn't think that I was going to do that again for probably half the year. And to be honest with you all, it's been pretty consistently in those types of numbers. So just know that when you're consistent and that you make the effort that is suggested to you by your success coach or your Pineapple, now Peach Platinum, they are definitely worth it, because they know what the heck they're doing. They've done it, and they have the 6-figure income. And you know what? I'm reaching for her star.
Come on, get it. It's enough
That's right.
for us all at the top. It's one of the things
Mhm.
that I love about this company. You have even playing field to be as successful as you want. There is no salary cap. There's no minimums, no maximums. There's room at the top, and we encourage you to get there. Now, I don't tell you build the biggest team. I don't tell you sell the most travel. I tell you get what's for you. What God has for you is for you. You just need to figure out what that is and marry that to what you want and ask for what you want. Okay, Candace has asked, what do you include in your packages when a client books with you? Now, me specifically, it really depends on the client and what the occasion is, because I will change it. So sometimes I will give a water bottle that has my I'll give a water bottle that will have my business logo on it. Um, if it is a girls trip, I have a different logo because I branded myself as a person, the original Fly Girl. So if it's a girls trip, I will actually give them a water bottle with that logo on it, along with a t-shirt that has a catchphrase that is related to whatever destination they're in and the group. I have my own t-shirt vendor that charges me a little to nothing because of the volume that I purchased from him. And then I package them different ways depending on what the trip is. Sometimes I package it in a personalized box that I have for my business. Sometimes I put it in a gift bag. Um, I do have branded gift bags for my company as well as my personal brand. I have pins. I have keychains, t-shirts, luggage tags. I also give away eye patches and masks that have both my brand and my business logo on them. It just really, I switch it up. I also have hand sanitizer with my logo on it. I give out these insect repellent bracelets, and a lot of these things I was able to find right on Amazon in bulk, very affordable. Um, so for me, that is what I do, and I do tailor make it for each individual group based on who they are and the occasion because I want it to be a personal experience. Of course, I put postcard in it. I also give them a vacation certificate. Once they return from their trip, they actually make it home to the mail that I send them, which is a thank you card, my business card. I give them a magnet for their refrigerator so that they don't forget about me, and a vacation certificate for their next vacation. Leaders, what do you guys give away for people that book with you?
Yeah, let me add to that. Just in case you're asking about what do we include in the actual trip package. So if you're asking for the perks that Nina mentioned, but if you're asking what to include in the package, always, if it's a all inclusive, I'll make sure they have the transportation to and from the hotel. Vax usually puts that in for you, but if you're using a vendor that doesn't have it, or some vendors you may have to add it in, even if they're going to Vegas, I still add in transportation. And then one thing that I always do, I always add in future travel credit, travel insurance, and then I let them tell me if they don't want that. Especially in Vax, a lot of vendors, well, not a lot of vendors, but sometimes either depending on the resort or the airfare, it might not qualify for the reduced deposit of $200 or $250 with United or $200 with American. So sometimes you might have to add the future travel credit insurance to get the low deposit. So I always add that in. And then when they tell me they don't want it, I was like, well, this is what you got to put down without the insurance. And then they almost always usually end up keeping the insurance. So definitely do that. And then also, like I said, travel insurance, transportation, and just the resort, but at a minimum.
Absolutely. And for those of you who book Hawaii, if your clients do not ask for it, I would say bring for the lay greeting. Lays are their greeting is very inexpensive, and it's a nice touch that will impress your clients and encourage them to book with you again. They like those special touches. Okay, so we're asked, without charging clients, do we receive commissions when we book trips to Disney, like assisting them with obtaining tickets, etc.? I've been using Disney Travel Agent, but do I receive a commission from that? Leaders, did you want to take that? Or you guys want me to take it?
You can start it, Nina.
All right. So using the Disney Travel Agent portal, or you can actually book the trip using Vax or Pleasant Holidays, because each of those vendors will couple the Disney vacation. Once you put in Orlando, it's automatically going to give you the option to add in Disney tickets, Universal tickets. It gives you the option to add those in the other vendor websites. Both ways you can earn a commission without charging an extra fee. Now, there are certain tickets that do not yield a commission. And I believe Disney has just, because I just finished the Disney training while I was in Orlando and the new Universal training while I was in Orlando. If you guys are not doing these trainings, you're missing out because you get a free ticket every year to Disneyland, to Disney World. You get these crazy discounts on the Disney cruises. Disney has two separate prices for agents for their cruises. They have their agent appreciation cruise, which some of them are as low as $40 per person per night for a veranda cabin. You want to check them out. but you do receive benefits, and then you also earn the commission from selling it. Now, Disney no longer sells on their website a 1-day ticket. They don't sell that anymore. But we weren't receiving a commission on that either. So they don't sell the 1-day base ticket on the website. I didn't see it when I was doing the training. So check that out. Also take advantage of Universal Studios because you get a free ticket for yourself, and you also get up to 4 discounted tickets, 50% off for your family. Check that out too. So yes, the short answer is yes, you get a commission. All right. All right. I'm glad we were able to answer that. Now that I kind of lost track of who said their advice for agents. Derek, did you go?
I didn't go, but it just sort of piggybacks along what Shauna said. You just gotta be consistent. So, I used to do a training and I used to say, if you be persistent, you'll get it. But if you stay consistent, you'll keep it. So just always, once you get to where you want to be, and once you start booking travel, and once you start seeing clients, you got to be consistent with what you did to get that going. So definitely be persistent. And then after that, be consistent.
Awesome. Amy, do you have any advice?
I think that I would just add on, it's very easy to get overwhelmed. But I was a paramedic for 15 years. And every time we got a brand new paramedic, they were trying to just drive balls to the wall to get to the call, and not even, you got lights and sirens and you're excited. But that can be overwhelming. And I used to tell all my new medics, what if you got stopped at a train? You're not going to get there any faster. And so if you're getting overwhelmed, it's not an emergent situation. It's something that you can take a step back, take a breath, prioritize what's important to get done first. And there are so many people who are willing to answer any questions. And we're all in different time zones. I have literally put questions in the Facebook group at 2:00 in the morning, and I have like 6 people answering me. So there's no excuse for not being able to find information. There's always someone that's willing to walk you through it, and just stay plugged in. And this is fun. Derek says it all the time. We saw Recess, what's better than that? So have fun with it. And that's all I have.
All right, so our goal, and thank you for that, Amy. I'm multitasking. I'm helping Brooke and I'm helping you guys. This is actually one of the longer trainings that we've done because we usually keep this for about an hour, but we like to make ourselves available when you guys need help. The one thing that our founder, David McCovey, stressed when we started this business back in 2015 is that this needs to be a we movement, meaning we move together. Once we make sure that we have what we need as a collective, the company wins by default. But we want to make sure that we remain available for you guys, that we give you all of the tools that you need, and that we give you the support that you need too. The only thing that I actually demand is that you take what you learn, use it to grow your business, and then teach somebody else in this company. Do not get all of these gems and hoard them for yourself, because you will quickly find out that your success will be fleeting. A blessing isn't a blessing until you give it away. We are blessed to be a blessing. So learn all you can learn and then teach it to somebody else while you're using it to get what you came for. Our goal consultant had to log off because he is multitasking. So he's dealing with some things with his church. So we wish him a great weekend. Again, we're going to honor those veterans who have gone before us. And my final advice for today, because I'm never going to not have advice for you guys. So my final piece of advice for today is to show it for yourself. Now, travel sells itself. It's Recess. Allow yourself to have fun with it, but show it for yourself. If you're not able to take these trainings live like we did tonight, catch the recording. If you need to go back over what we went over today, watch the recording. It's going to be posted on our YouTube channel. Make sure that you go back and go over these things. That's showing up for yourself. Stepping out on faith, even though you just started. Tell somebody that you're a travel agent now. Lean on your success coach so that they can assist you and help get you trained. And then take that information and morph yourself into a self-starter. You have to trust yourself. That's showing up for yourself. Give yourself a chance to be successful in this. Don't get discouraged because you think, oh, I'm a quiet person, because Derek is quiet. And Derek is an IATAN card holder faithfully every single year. You can do whatever you choose to do in this industry, but you have to understand, if it is to be, it is up to me. You make the decision what you want to do. Use the tools that we give you, then trust yourself to get there. We have your back all the way to the success line and past it to infinity and beyond, as the kids say. We've got your back. So that's my final piece of advice for today. Show up for yourself. So I'm glad that you guys took the time to log in today, to pour into yourselves and to allow us to pour into you. So I'm hoping that you got something out of it. But take a brief moment and let our leaders know that you appreciate their time on this Saturday evening. And we look forward to training with you again and to do trainings for you again relatively soon. Remember that Monday is a holiday, so our corporate trainings are going to be canceled. Unless you see an announcement for tomorrow's trainings being canceled, automatically assume that they are still going on as usual. So guys, have a great weekend. Enjoy your family. Make sure that you tell them that you're a travel agent too. Wonderful time to sell your services and to find out if people want to take advantage of the travel agent perks that we have. So you guys have a great weekend and a greater week on purpose. This training is officially over. One love, y'all.